Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sierra and I'm based in Auckland, New Zealand. Well, January has been really exciting for me as I got more time for this fun project of coloring with limited palette and even monotone for some pages. Today, I will show you my completed pages, what I have learned about colors through this experience. And at the end, there will be a short time lapse showing my process with alcohol marker on my favorite page of this month. All the pages I wanted to show you are in these 3 books. We'll start with the first page in Sacred Presence that I have done with limited palette. You might have seen it on my video on completing a whole coloring book. This page, I thought it turned out really well and I had such a great time. So I thought I would do some more limited palette on my other book, Earth Song, as well. But this one was the one that's give me the idea to go on and do more experiments on this. For anyone that doesn't know, Earth Song is a book that I published last year. My process of picking a palette is to have a feel about what's the vibe I want to create in the illustration. Then I look at some references on Pinterest. And I pick one reference to stick with so I don't go off the palette. I don't use too many markers and tone on this page, so it's almost monotone except that the background is totally different color, which is blue instead of greenish like the rest of the page. This page is more monotone. And with this limitation, I managed to focus on shading and blending, also practicing light and shadow on human figure and clothing. But I was really into greenish kind of palette around this time when I did these pages earlier in January. So I came back and used the similar palette on this page, the girl next to a stream. And this one is the one where I be able to use all the things that I have learned from the previous pages to apply on this one. It's not too limited. I have been using a little bit more colors on this page. Limited palette doesn't always means only use few markers or pencil. And in some pages, I ended up use quite a big range of similar tones and colors. As you can see in this page, I use more contrast color on the color wheel instead of 2 main color families that are more close to each other. And this underwater girl page is the one that I actually mess up the colors a bit. The colors that I used on her were too similar to the background color. And I ended up fixing it by using a white Prismacolor pencil to color some white glow around the girl for her to stand out a little more. I found that there's always is a way to fix coloring mistake. And I'm still very happy after I have completed this one. Another page I did right after that one is this mermaid girls page. They don't look as they have limited palette, but I try to use only 2 main color families on this page, which is orange and blue. Then I'm also use the neighboring colors like a bit of yellow, red, and green. That's what I learned about coloring with a limited palette in mind. That is, I felt a little more relaxed since I have decided that I'm gonna stick to this color, and if I'm gonna use any more colors, they gonna be just the neighboring color of the still on the same kind of like color families that I have chosen from the beginning. Then I'll show you, here's my favorite page of this fun experiment. I have done it not too long ago. And there will be a time lapse of how I color this one with markers at the end of the video if you would like to have a look. It doesn't take me long to come up with a palette of just red and blue for this page. And I have been into a bit of a dark fantasy phase recently, so I wanted to create something a little darker and striking. And I think I have done this successfully in this one and I'm really happy about it. Then a final page that I want to show you is in Kirby's 10-year celebration book, which my partner got me as a Christmas gift. I really love Kirby's line work, and if I had more time, I would love to color more of his illustrations. My week usually filled with commission work than my own book project these days, and sometimes I work the weekend as well, trying to catch my deadlines. So usually I'll be really lucky if I would get 6 pages done per month. January has been quite different because half was in holiday, hence I spoiled myself by coloring in this particular illustration and allow myself to take as much time in the world as I wanted. I just love every single details in Kirby's lines work. They're just so amazing. I only use pencil on this page, no markers, just polychromos pencils, which also a gift from my partner Dean. And I limited the page to the 2 main color family of orange and green, as you can see in here, with some support of red, yellow, and blue, the neighboring colors. And it was absolutely fun and really, really relaxing. So that was all the pages I have done in this fun experiment. I think I absolutely love the experiment and learned heaps from it. I absorbed so much more on the color theory through this practice, and I will definitely keep exploring. Then here is my time lapse of how I color this page using Ohuhu alcohol markers. At this point, when I was doing this coloring in this illustration, I have many experience, more experience with alcohol markers through the whole month of just practicing them with limited palette, and really was being able to focus on blending and shading, light and shadow on human figure as I shared earlier. And with practice and observation of what I can improve better every time I done a page, I thought I did improve a lot on this page. And I'm very happy of how it turned out. The time lapse will take a while, and you will see that I added many layers while the markers are still wet. I have learned with markers that the more I use the markers, the more confidence I have with how they are working, and I don't feel too rushed to have to blend the color. At the beginning, when I first got my marker, which is sponsored by Ohuhu, thanks to them, I never used markers a lot in my life, and I always felt really rushed before the markers dry, before the ink dry, that I have to blend, I have to do something, otherwise it'll be set in stone and I can't fix it. But with more experience, the more confidence I have, just because I know how they work a lot better at this point. So I'm a lot more patient and being able to apply the techniques that work for me on how I can keep adding layer and create the effect that I wanted to create. I'm not super experienced with marker. I'm not nowhere expert on this. So I still needed to go back in with some pencil afterward to fix a few details here and there. But I think if I keep practicing with alcohol markers, I will get a lot better and get really, really good at it. And I'm excited for that because I'm already seeing my little improvement here and there whenever I use them. And I've been using them a lot more now these days. They work really well on Amazon paper, which is on most of my books at the moment. And when I was doing this page, the first color that came to mind, as I shared before, was red. And I thought of blue as well, but I didn't really know how they would work together. So what I did is I went on Pinterest. I put on the search blue and red color combination. So will be many of the references that pop up. There are a few of them are really good, and then I pick one and I just stick to it. I wasn't following the reference picture 100% because that usually it don't apply 100% to the page that I'm creating, but it's helped me to find the colors that I'm most happy with. So during the time when I was doing this illustration, I had my reference picture up, and then going to have them is easier to pick the markers that I want to use, test them out a little bit or sometimes not, and just apply them on the page. What I'm really surprised on this page is how the red and blue can actually blend together a little bit. That you can see in the illustration here. I have a little bit of red kind of reflection on her skin and her hair. My two main family colors are red and blue, so every other colors I wanted to just support these main color, not taking away the attention from them, but just to add on to them. So usually it's a lighter shade of blue or red. So it can be a little bit pink, a little bit oranges. The blue can be the lighter blue or aqua blue, but not too different. So I can keep the page as minimal in terms of colors as possible. I will let you keep watching the time lapse until the end if you would like to. But I just want to edit a few things that even it doesn't show in this video here, that I did come back with some pencil to touch up a few things, but I forgot to record it. One of the things I did is I use a white Prisma color pencil to add on to the area of her skin where I want it to be a lot brighter. You probably will see at the end of the video and being able to tell which part is pencil on this page. But the amount of pencils I use on this page is very, very small, very little. And I did use a white gel pen as well, come in and create a little bit of a sparkle and stars, cluster of stars in this illustration. That is all the things that I wanted to add. And I hope you have been enjoying this video so far. Thank you so much for staying with me on this video. I appreciate your support towards my art and my creative journey a lot. I'll see you in the next video.